Meanwhile, Ashley... Oh god, yeah, take all. Let's go and see if I can get her something better now. There we go, heavy armor human. She's the only one who can use heavy armor in the party, I think. It also looks less ridiculous than pretty much anything that she has access to, so I'm thankful for that too. Never mind, now she's a ridiculous yellow monster. I mixed up what... I thought that I was looking at a preview window, and I was not. Alright, so we're looking at... So it's Survivor 2. Let's look into upgrades. There's physics threshold, health regeneration. That actually reminds me I should prioritize myself first. So let's... Wait, first of all, we'll check to see, double check to see if I have anything new yet. Probably don't. Nope. Alright, so can I give myself anything good? Physics threshold, I believe, makes it harder for people to knock you over and stuff. This health regeneration per second. Bonus shields. Bonus hardening protects you against non-bullet attacks. That's important. It helps you against biotic and tech stuff, but not against getting shot normally. Shield battery is pretty tempting. What's pretty baffling is that just to tap everything else, just to add everything else, they don't sort this, by the way. Look, shield battery 2, hardened weave 2, shield battery 2. So on top of the fact that this is a weird, awkward interface where you can barely see anything, they don't sort this stuff at all. It's really, it's not entirely ideal, no. So I think I'm going to go for the shield battery for myself. Just keep pumping up my character's completely ridiculous shields, making them all the more difficult to take down. But you could probably use some health regeneration, because nothing about your character particularly has that at the moment. You know, let's double check the Krogan just in case, but I probably don't have a single item for him yet. So for him, hardening may be the thing to do. He already has health regen, and he already has a lot of health. But something to protect him against special attacks could be useful. There we go. Now my shield... Well, we can't see right now. Let's see. My shield's probably completely ridiculous at this point. Yep, it's now 6 bars. Shepard's not planning on going down, is the takeaway from this. Go ahead and put a new save down, since we're probably halfway down this driving mission. Let's check the map. Yep, there we go. So that was the refinery we fought our way through, where we did the side path. We're now in this tunnel. Oh, our goal's right after this open area. Are they in the tunnel? Nope, they're outside it. I can see people on the map. Unfortunately... Yeah. Unfortunately, this vehicle doesn't like aiming down, so I'm gonna have to get on the ramp to be able to land my shots. Which I can now do! Come on. What are you, shielded behind something? I can't seem to land. Oh, there's like a ridge there. That's why I couldn't shoot him. Now he's too close. Whoopsie. Look at him go! Cartwheeling through time and space. That looks like there might be a little stuff in there. Nope. Just sort of a scaffolding dead end. So I've only done it once, but at some point I drove into a wall somewhere around here and just died. So I think there's a few hitboxes here that can kill you if you're not too careful. It's only happened once, so it could have been a freak glitch. But I definitely bumped into a wall that was nowhere near any lava, and I instantly died in my Mako and nothing had shot me. I'm like, well, that was weird. I wasn't really interested in trying to actively test it to see if it was recreatable. So it looks like Liara's in trouble if a bunch of Gath are at her dig site, which bodes poorly for her. So it's a good thing that we're here. She'll probably be happy to see us regardless of whether or not she, oopsie. Regardless of whether or not she wanted anyone to know we were here, where she was. Because I doubt that one Asari is going to be able to fight off a whole bunch of Geth on their own. And here's our obligatory dead end. They learned well from Halo. Now ending vehicle segment. Here is thing that is too narrow to drive through. Enjoy walking on foot now. That is a hell of an arm sway, by the way, for someone that's trying to aim. Oh, he put up a shield like right when I tried. Okay, so I'm kind of in the open, which is a mistake in its own way. Let's go for an overkill and an overload. Got him. Alright, 1 down. 2 down. Not really taking cover right now, I admit. Got him. The other guy down already? Looks like the teammates took care of him. I think we're in the clear now. I'm actually liking my pistol so far. I'm so used to blowing things away with a shotgun, as seen in my Doom playthrough. But the pistol actually has some decent accuracy to it. Okay, I need to crouch. Okay, that's bad. There we go. I was having a little trouble crouching there. There we go. No, get behind the... Oh! I've... It's because my gun wasn't out. My bad. I was like, why won't my character crouch in this situation where she desperately needs to crouch? And it was because I was making a terrible mistake. Oh, Rex is down. Good thing I just got this ability. So I can pick him up with Unity, thankfully. And he got hit by a rock. A rocket. Very different from rocks. That was a bad mix. So, Rocket Geth is being a problem. We're gonna try to sabotage him. And I'll try to take out his armor. There we go. Biggest problem's taken down now. Anyone left? Oh! They're still sending rockets our way. And he's gonna be hard to hit at this range, unfortunately. And Unity's gonna have a long cooldown. One of the reasons I wanted to not do Vanguard this playthrough is because it almost felt like an exploit. I can use Unity to revive my entire party, and then I can use the soldier ability adrenaline boost to reset all of my cooldowns, and then use Unity again, which meant that I had double the ability to heal the entire party at once. Although it does kind of offset the fact that by and large soldiers don't have a lot of abilities. So being able to revive twice as often maybe offsets that. Although they already have all their weapons, so maybe I don't think they necessarily need an offset either. Oh, wow. Good shot. You know what, you're trained with shotgun, you're trained with sniper rifles now. Maybe you should take shots with that now, Ashley. There you go. Assuming you're not shooting the rock in front of me right now. Oh wow, she got him, I think. Oh yeah, that took care of it. Okay. Let's heal up Rex. Where are you? There you are. Should be in the clear for the moment. Yeah, I think equipping her with a sniper rifle actually made perfectly good sense, given how out in the open we are right now. More lava surface. It's somewhat obligatory for me to bring up, geology nowadays, and yeah, some of this stuff doesn't look like it makes too much sense. That looks relatively convincing. I'm not entirely sure about this really convenient Gears of War style combat cover that's showing up from time to time that's supposed to be made of rocks and not of actual. Like, look at this. Look at these perfect. Look at these perfect walls to help you during combat. They look completely absurd. And it's weird because these are already here, so it's like almost redundant to make unrealistic geology be part of it. But this game is from 2007, and basically no games had realistic geology until pretty recently, and even now it's basically non-existent. So here's the base we saw in the picture that represents this planet. There's the creature I want to show you. There's a perfectly good chance to see him up close. And also, apparently the Geth have nightmare frog monsters, so there we go. I immediately need a barrier because I got obliterated just now. The sniper's a problem. I should just deal with that. So, sabotage. Oh! Well, the good news is I took out the sniper. The bad news is I did it in the middle. I did my let's go out of cover and do a whole spellcasting animation thing right when a giant rocket was coming my way in the form of that giant energy blast. Whoops. How about we give this another go? Oh my god. Not very nice how I just start out in the open. Nope. Get out of you. Get out of here. Ah, creepy wall jumpers. Creepy wall jumpers. Oh my god, they just charge you too. Okay. Well, that's bad for me. Start with barrier, because I'm about to go down. And let's blow you up. Because you deserve it. Oh, they jammed my weapon. Good job. Okay. Sabotage. I'll try to pick up Ashley. Good luck. Might as well give it a try. There we go. My gun's back. That's good. Rex, go for the shield boost. Same with Ashley. They both kind of need it right now. These guys just jump around like fucking frogs. They're rather overwhelming. Bit of a crazy encounter to throw at people. You give them sniper frogs, and you give them crazy... Get out of here. You throw the sniper frogs at them and the giant spider walker rocket man in the same level. Thankfully, you can go around the corner and just hide from the rocket guy for a bit, which clearly works. There's the sniper down. Now it's just us versus giant machine monster that is not going to go down easily, and I have no available abilities at the moment, so I just have to wail on it for a while. Thankfully, I'm mostly in the clear as long as I avoid the giant projectile. There it is again. There we go. Let's sabotage its weapons. Just gonna activate any recharging abilities people have. I'll try throw. Nah, it didn't work. I'm probably too far away anyway. But it was worth giving it a shot, because while I wouldn't expect it to push... I wouldn't expect it to actually throw anything that's that big. There's some hope that maybe it would end up doing just some kinetic damage to it or something. There we go. Went way smoother the second time. I forgot how overwhelming that fight can be, because they just abruptly throw 2 new enemy types at you at once and they start the fight with you standing in the open. It's not a friendly welcome necessarily, I'd say. And we're in. Oh, it's saving for me. I guess I don't have to. I was just about to save. I'll go ahead and put this away for the moment. This is cool. So my understanding of this is that this is just what like a lot of like mine shaft or excavation shafts kind of look like. I think I even saw a similar thing in Alien vs. Predator. Although that's not where I should be getting my science from. I think I just killed that guy with fall damage. Yay! That's a sniper, but he can't get a good shot on me from here. So I will abuse the hell out of that. We clear? I think we're clear. Alright. I apparently leveled up again. This happens way more often early on than I expect. They scale back really hard on basically everything regarding this over time, which I think is kind of unfortunate. But as the series goes on, you get way less complicated level up screens. Yeah, it's tempting to give her proper access to snipers. That could make her a real asset to the party. Let's do that a little bit. Especially the first damage boost. That's something that no one else in the party has, is a really accurate, long-range, high damage weapon. So why not get a little bit into that? I could help out his barrier a little more. Let's give him a little bit of that, because he's going down more than I'd hope he would. There we go. Can't save right now, because I think we're still counted as being in combat. So we'll try our best. But yeah, you see this big, complicated level-up screen? It's not... By RPG standards, it's kind of fine. It's not a big deal, but the later games in the series simplified this more and more. Well, they simplified a lot, and then they bring some of the complexity back later in the last game. But it never quite looks like what it looks like right now. Those are explosives. It would not be a bad idea to shoot them before I walk by them to make sure that nothing can hit them. I don't think the AI actually targets them necessarily in this game, though. They're just tools that you can use, basically. That one makes me a little jumpy. There we go. And it's kind of satisfying. Let's just be honest about that. Startling.
Dare you to spit over the side.
Dare you to spit over the side. What's kind of refreshing is I get to use whoever the hell I want in these parties, which is nice. There's achievements that expect you to play the majority of the game with specific party members for each individual party member, and it I think kind of breaks some of the potential of the game, because using whatever party member you feel like actually feels better. Shuffling them in and out over the course of the game lets you have more interactions. And because this game doesn't have traditional class roles quite as much as other RPGs, you can actually get away with... Oh god, those look like problems. There's not the usual tank, healer, mage, DPS combo sort of thing going on here. So because that's gone, you're actually way more flexible in your ability to swap people in and out on a regular basis, which I appreciate. It means that the party interactions are somewhat diminished. Wow, I don't think he's even targeting me. Does AI not to know? I don't think the AI knows they can shoot around that. That's actually kind of funny. Downside is I couldn't aim for crap back there. But yeah, because the usual party dynamic is kind of not in this game, the usual way they'd expect from an RPG, you get to swap characters in basically whenever you feel like it. And that means you get to hear the colorful background dialogue and interactions between every different combination as you go, instead of focusing on a specific set and never getting to use certain characters. So I'll try to mix and match over the course of the playthrough. Just kind of feels better. Kind of weird how I'm facing a different direction. Well, we're not getting back out the way we came in, apparently. That was a bad sound. Real bad sound. We can't even climb back up at this point. Hello? Could somebody help me? Please? There you are.
Somebody help me. Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
So here's a weird detail. The voice actor that plays Liara is the same voice actor that plays Lightning in the Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. So, here, enjoy the shocking revelation that voice actor is able to convey emotion and states of being other than stoicism and blandness. Sorry, I'm not a fan of the 13 games.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How did you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth, beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Gotta break her out. She's in trouble. And she's clearly... Now that you're seeing what her clothes in particular, it's kind of hard to hide this fact. You can see that that's just the shirt you can see the Asari wearing in the character select screen. Sorry if that seems like spoilers, but Jesus, they make it obvious. Not only they give you a giant silhouette on the character select screen to make it as obvious as possible that someone's gonna join your party. Like, that's her. Like, you can clearly see her shirt, because it's not even a proper silhouette, it's like a weird darkened thing, where you can still make out her white shirt that's just still super light on the dark screen. And it's like, oh yeah, that's just Liara. Okay. Welcome to the party, future character. Boop. Try and take out any of these I can. Okay, it's really hard to aim at that distance, actually. I am overestimating the power of my new weapon. Of my non-shotgun. I'm like, this isn't a shotgun. I could shoot things in space. I cannot. Is it dead yet? Let's shoot it more, just in case. No, it's dead. Area not clear of enemies, so I can't use it. Oh, there it is. Watch out, sniper. There we go. Gotta slow down my shots a little bit to help with the accuracy problem.
I think we got him, Commander.
Alright, I'll trust you, Gex. So we need a code for the laser controls. Is it gonna flash at all? Oh wait, isn't this one of those trial and error things? I'm doing A, X, B, Y. There we go. Yeah, it's just one of those ones where it's like, oh, that didn't work. Okay, start over and keep trial and erroring through the series. There might be some sort of weird document that teaches me how to do it, but that's... I don't think if it does exist, I don't think I've ever used it. Because it's such a simple, like, oh, that didn't work, try again, sort of puzzle. Hello. I'll take anything you guys got for me. And I might want to sub in those armor-piercing rounds if we're fighting Geth. More for the set. I think that's all the loot around here. Yeah, so we need to head down underneath now. Let's check the equipment we've got. So I may be able to sub something good into my weapon. So right now it's got 7% bonus accuracy. There's also weapon stability. And combat sensor for helping you notice different enemies and stuff like that to get past their jamming technology. I've admittedly almost never used that. So that's anti-organic, but that's not really going to help me right now, so let's go for the damage versus synthetics. I accidentally just equipped a pistol. That's not... It's fine. It's just not what's important right now. Where's the sniper rifle? So this thing has a little less accuracy but bonus damage, and I think that might be worth it. Let's customize it, because it's not even been used yet. Let's go for accuracy... Ooh, shield bypass. So this is an interesting type of attack where you can attack past people's shields, but it does less damage overall, so it's a bit mixed. Might be better to do anti-synthetic damage instead, although shield is anti-everyone and does kind of help there. But the damage reduction is kind of a bummer. And with the right group, we might be blasting past their shields anyway. But yeah, let's do an anti-shield guy. Let's give them a chance to use that. That could be handy. So he doesn't have a biotic amp equipped. So you're using a assault... Oh, there we go. You have an upgraded assault rifle option. And thankfully you can transfer your upgrades to the new item, which is not something I'm sad to see at all. Let's see. Stability is probably a good option for a machine gun. And I think I might keep him with his chemical rounds, unless we have better ones yet. You can see people getting toxic damage added to their health bar. That's when their health turns green. And I think it's paying off. It's probably a good time to save after a bit of customization. There we go. It's going to keep increasing my save count every single time I save, so that's going to be a very large number by the end of this. You don't even have to use new slots. Just if you override your save, it still calls it a higher number each time. Look at this place. So this is all supposed to be protein technology. So this is the same, maybe the same people who made the entire Citadel. They're big fans of unpainted gray, apparently, and a bunch of bright lights.
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on! I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. Think fast, Miss Prothean expert.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister!
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
Gonna be close, Skipper.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Oh, Rex. A lot of people's favorite. If I die in here, I'll kill him. Oh. Well, it's convenient. We happen to go to an elevator that takes us higher in the ruins. Although it probably wouldn't be hard to get out of here in 8 minutes. Well, no, broken elevator's a problem. So now we've got multiple cases of alien races working with the Geth and Saren. Although, well, Saren being the other alien. But while Saren seems to be important and probably has motivations or something, this guy's just a Krogan, and as we've established, Krogans kind of just pick a side and start fighting. So he might not even care, really.
There a reason you're in my way?
The same reason you're here. The Asari. Thanks for getting rid of those energy fields for us. Hand the doctor over.
Whatever it is you want, you are not getting it from me.
She'll stay with us, thanks.
Not an option. Saren wants her, and he always gets what he wants. Kill them. Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Wow, they don't even care that much if the Asari lives. Kind of rough. Alright, so... it's a rocket trooper, shock trooper, battle master, shock trooper. I think by far the biggest priority is to get that rocket trooper off of... let's get his weapon out of the way immediately. There we go. Don't really want that battle master roaming around either. I kind of missed my chance there, didn't I? There we go. Sniper's about to go down. Good. So the two biggest threats probably are down. There's no... the battle master can be a problem, but there's currently no sniper and no rockets. I'm going to boost my shields. Maybe we can blow up his shields with overload, prepping him to go down. This battle master's also using... yep. He's using a barrier, but we were able to take him out. You're all on your own now. There we go.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there and your pilot is making jokes?
It's a coping mechanism. You'll get used to it.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours, but among the Asari I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines, the Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
This isn't helping us find Saren, or the conduit.
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate, or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Go see the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
So there we go. You have now met female alien info dump monster number 2. Liara and Tali like to monologue at times. It'll pass. So you can choose to either talk to the Council and update on your situation, or just ignore them and avoid them entirely. I want to point out, this is cool that this is an option. Just because I'm playing a game called Tyranny right now, and I won't spoil anything about the game, but like as far as actual story things, but I am often frustrated by the inability to make basic decisions at times, and this is a kind of a cool decision, is that as you go along through your journey, you can either be as cooperative as possible with the Council and constantly report back to them, as you think perhaps Spectres are supposed to do, or you can go totally in the dark, much like how maybe, Saren might do, and behave a little bit like he might, and also maybe not trust the Council because they weren't willing to trust you, so maybe you want to keep any information or progress you make completely secret to anyone outside of your ship. I'm generally cooperative.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
So as you can see, the Turian council member is going to constantly fill the role of being the naysayer that complains about whatever the one downside is of every mission, and there will always be something that's somehow wrong, and he'll find it. It's more or less his role in the party. Kind of curious, is there any update from Joker at all? Oh, there's also a thing here. Where was that? It's like a floating codex entry. Gotta spot it. Gotta spot it. Where'd you go? There you are. They're all over the shop. They're all over the ship. There's just so many codex entries as BioWare desperately tries to explain everything going on about how the ship works.
I prefer gold to silver, for my metal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going.
Whoopsie, it's this whole loop. Sorry. Sorry.
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
Yeah, I actually don't think there's much new dialogue there, but I figured I'd check in on him because he probably had some smart-ass comment, seeing as he was kind of a big deal for how he got out of there. And I was right, 100%. He is ready to rub it in my face. Almost in a hurry to do so. The Shepard always has a decent rapport with Joker, though. I like their little interactions. Oh. Slightly spooky how it always opens up for me like that. So, Liara is supposed to be somewhere around Dr. Chakwas, right? Because that's where she was supposed to be going. Oh, right. Metagel. Oh. Does it just auto-replenish whenever I finish missions? If so, why does that exist? Or maybe I went and picked one up in between and just didn't notice.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an alliance?
Oopsie.
I enlisted right out of
My bad.
Should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
That's definitely the same dialogue as before. So nothing about Liara, but there she is.
Commander, Are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
How could anyone abandon their own child?
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
So when I played this almost 10 years ago, I thought that Liara was maybe poorly written and poorly voiced and so on. It seemed awkward to me how she just dumps that information and, like, seriously, it's like seconds. You can transition in only a few seconds between, like, please believe me, I'm not like my mother, they were going to kill me, and all this stuff, to like, now we're going to talk about Asari mating rituals. But I think it actually all kind of fits her character, because of the fact that she's this person that has been isolated from virtually everyone for about 50 years, just obsessing with the researching ruins on her own. Like, she's just an information-driven person and doesn't even think about social cues at this point, so they can kind of just get away with anything with that character to an extent. Admittedly, I have a bit more faith with stuff like that just because of, over the course of several BioWare games now, I've learned that oftentimes the way people speak makes more sense than it initially feels like it will. Learned a lot of that from Sarah, actually, from Inquisition. That was a character that had some really strange interactions, and then over time I'm like, I think I get her now, and that... I wasn't sure that would happen.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to Element Zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess. Ma'am?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
I wanted to get to know you a little better, that's all. Thanks for the talk, Caden.
Well, you're welcome, ma'am. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
No, I don't. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Ha, I broke him. That's really fucked up, by the way. The idea that, they were probably doing illegal exposure research by just doing the EZO equivalent, I think, of, basically, like, nuclear radiation exposure on populations, just so they can get some mutant babies that could be more susceptible to biotic research. Goody. That's not a horrifying atrocity or anything. You're sure lucky some of them came out with superpowers instead of brain tumors, but also some of them had brain tumors. Great.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good? He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would've if I thought it was important.
I'll decide what's important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
It was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
So that revelation actually coincides really nicely with Liara's mission, because on Liara's mission we had a Krogan battle master presumably a mercenary that was working for Saren and doing dirty work for him. And that's exactly what Rex was doing at one point. And so we both get context for any aliens we see that are working for Saren throughout the game, and we get context for what's going on with the Krogans, and that they're just scattered to the winds doing whatever the hell, basically.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Oh, right. Now I remember. So, I think it's not necessarily that you can ask anybody about the last mission. I think it's you specifically get the "what's your opinion on the last mission" option for both of the Alliance characters. So, Caden and Ashley, because they're people that you're used to debriefing with, regardless, because they're not members of they're members of your military before.
I think she's being straight with us, or at least I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
What's your opinion?
Not sure I buy.
Not everyone has a happy family.
That looped way more than I meant for it to. Whoops. I'm making that mistake more often than I expect. So, Ashley is sassy a bit and mouths off from time to time. Some people get mad about that. Don't like characters that have abrasive personalities, but I think they're an important thing to include. It's kind of boring to just make them all pure badass like Rex. If you have 6 characters like that, it kind of falls apart. I think it's good to have a few characters that don't get along great with the protagonist, or at least if you get along with them, you're probably clashing with some of the other characters at that point. So that's where you get your Sarah, or your Morrigan, or your Ashley, and so on.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time. Off the record.
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
Slightly weird detail that she only refers to Vicarian and Rex, and not Tali and Liara. Liara I kind of get because she's an optional addition that you might, and I think you might be able to trigger this kind of conversation before she joins, but weird how, like, I think you can not recruit Garrus if you want to, and I think you might have to recruit Tali. I'm not really sure. They might all be optional for all I know. I'm actually not entirely sure, but she shows a weird subsection of people to be judgmental about, unless, I almost wonder if it's because, what if it's because Tali looks so human? You can't see her face past the mask, and she just looks human-shaped, so I wonder if you're a bit xenophobic, you might not be bothered as much by somebody that looks like a person in a costume as opposed to just those other 2 characters that just straight up look like crazy aliens.
Don't mince words, Chief. What's your concern?
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons...
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
It's not an unreasonable stance to take because, yeah, not too long ago we were at war with one of the Council races, and we haven't been around along very much historically, and humanity's own history has a long history of very shifty alliances that come and go at random almost.
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
It's hard not to see it as reasonable, even if you disagree with the concept. It's not hard to see how she would arrive at the exact conclusion she arrives upon, because yeah, they're separate from us. There's an outside risk. Wouldn't people be more likely to protect the ones closer to them than aliens they don't even necessarily get along with in the first place? The same emotions likely to be repeated on both sides in this case.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, ma'am. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
I never knew my family. Grew up an orphan on Earth. Anybody in your family I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. So why are you out here? Just trying to get away from Earth?
Earth's seen better days. Lots of pollution, too many people. People are trying to fix it, but...
But right now, it's not the best place to be. I guess without a family, you had no reason to stay.
I like how they just naturally weave that one in. That, like, oh, we're talking about family, so let's talk about Shepard's family. Or lack thereof, because of the origin I chose. And it actually weaves into a decent motivation for why they're here. And it feels natural and not necessarily as a sliced-off segment of isolated dialogue that's hooking into a specific selection they made on the character screen. Although, of course, that's what it is.
Alright, I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're gonna have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
I don't think kissing Turians will be necessary.
You never know, Commander.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Alright, objective number 1, get Ashley to make out with Garrus.